If you are interested in my videos, please subscribe. What was the first non-PlayStation release of God of War? You may say it was the PC release of God of War 4, but the answer actually goes back to the year 2007. A short while after God of War 2, the series got a spin-off on mobile devices. Yes, those old mobiles, before the Android and iOS days. Developed by Java Ground with the animation being done by WayForward, it was considered one of the best mobile games at the time. Phil Cohen, the director of the game, considered the development of the game an enjoyable yet challenging process. No wonder, making something that met Santa Monica Studio's high standards with only several hundred kilobytes seems like dark magic. Cohen noted that both David Jaffe and Cory Barlog, game directors of God of War and God of War 2 respectively, ensured the Betrayal development team captured the feel of the combat and visual style, and were helpful with feedback and positive support. The team also worked closely with Eric Williams, the console game's lead combat designer. In keeping the look and feel true to the franchise, the Betrayal development team played the original God of War extensively to study its pacing and tricks. The development team also worked closely with the writer of the Greek-based God of War console games, who used Betrayal to bridge the events between God of War and God of War 2, and to explain why the relationship between the gods and Kratos had changed. So yeah, they were actually taking this project seriously. They genuinely aimed to make a good game and not look down at it because it is a mobile game. I personally like and even love some mobile games. Yeah, console games are better, but there was a time in my life that I played mobile games a lot, so I can't really trash talk to mobile games like most people do. So yeah, I like God of War and I like mobile games. So let's check out the God of War mobile game, God of War Betrayal, to see if this game is bad or if it's actually good and most people just talk down to it because it's a mobile game. But before I do, note that I can't remember the last time I worked with those old mobiles. So during the video, sometimes I will talk as if this is an Android game or if it's a game on the 16-bit consoles. So if I made some mistakes, please don't laugh too hard. This game happens after God of War 1, but before God of War 2. It shows one of the many wars Kratos waged as the God of War that was mentioned during the second God of War game. We can cycle through weapons and magics with the left soft key. Our first weapon is obviously the Blades of Athena. We only have one button for attacking, and that is the OK button. We can press it rapidly for combo attacks. I think at first it goes up until a 4-hit combo, and the result is similar to 3 squares and 1 triangle. You can go left and right with the left and right buttons. I just insulted myself and all of you by saying something that obvious, didn't I? Just like the console games, an icon will appear above an enemy's head when he or she is weakened, and that is when you can finish them off with a QTE. For doing it, you should get really close to them and then press down to grab. Then you can press OK to rip a soldier in half, or press left or right to throw him at another enemy. If you are not close to an enemy, by pressing down, Kratos will guard. You can jump and double jump with the up button. You can also attack in air. You can swing like God of War 2. When you get close to a glowing green light, you will be told with the UI that you can swing from it by pressing the up button. The red, green and blue chests also exist in this game, and you can open them by holding the down button. And you can also gain green orbs by breaking some vases or killing innocent civilians. Then we will fight Argus, who is kinda a boss fight that will attack you a few times during the game. I easily defeated him using the Blade of Artemis. In this game, this weapon actually requires magic. and it is worth it if you ask me. Actually, it is the only magic in this game that I use. Just like the previous games, you choose what happens to the smaller enemies, but for the bigger enemies, the game tells you what buttons to press. And it is relatively simple. The cases are always either up, down, left, right, or the OK button. Argos will survive the QTE, but he will run away. Pushing and pulling boxes also works in this game. When you run into a box or a statue, Kratos will automatically grab it, and he will push by going forward and pull by going backward. And this mechanism will be used for puzzle solving and platforming. Also, exploration is encouraged in this game. So yeah, this game is basically God of War on the go. Almost everything from the previous games exists in this one, but on a much smaller scale. Medusa's gaze returns from God of War 1. And it works similar to it, but I just used it once here during the tutorial because there is no need to use it. The melee weapons always get the job done. While hanging from a rope, you can only do the skewer attack. Just like the 3D games, there are sections that block your way with magic walls and you need to kill enemies to continue. You will see how many you need to kill at the bottom of the screen. Army of Hades is the final magic coming back from the first game, and again your blades breeze through the enemies already, so no need for it. After each level you can upgrade your stuff. You can do it during the levels as well, but I just upgrade them after each level, just like how I usually upgrade my things when I reach a save point in the 3D games. There are only 4 things to upgrade, but in a single playthrough I didn't even find enough red ores to max out one of them. Not that I needed to upgrade anything, but I only upgraded Athena's blade if you are curious. I upgraded to level 2 after finishing level 1. At level 2, we will meet the Dead Rider, who like Argos doesn't look like a God of War enemy. I don't know, it's probably just because it is the only pixel art God of War game. And if they were in a 3D game, I wouldn't have said that. But here the exclusive enemies just look generic to me. The combo of the level 2 blades is like 4 squares and 1 triangle. There are some walls that you can break with the blades, which leads you to some hidden chests that give you Gorgon eyes or Phoenix feathers. In this game, only one of them is enough to upgrade your health or magic, but as a result, it increases them just a little bit. This level is mostly a vertical level. After defeating Argos for the second time, you will enter a trap room, in which you need to be careful when you move, or else you will be fatally wounded. Sometimes enemies will attack you during it, which is annoying. In this game, the narrow platforms return, which is questionable because you know, the game is in 2D, you can only go left and right, so no way you could fall while walking. You can fall if you jump on them, but you can easily save yourself by pressing up. Sometimes you can choose 2 paths, and there is a chance that you would reach a locked door and you will realize you chose the wrong path. But this quote-unquote problem is something some other God of War games also have. At level 3, while climbing ladders, you should be careful to not get killed by the traps. There are also some traps in the middle of narrow blocks. This one is also a vertical level, but here you go from down to up, the opposite of level 2. In this level, you should put a box on a button, but it should go through a narrow place that Kratos can't go through. So you should just put it in the room as much as you can, and then pull the box from the other side. During it, we see the Minotaur, and it's funny that all the Spartan soldiers run away like cowards when they see them. Aren't they supposed to be fearless warriors or something? Killing the Minotaur with QTE, even with these quote-unquote inferior graphics, feels so satisfying. At the end of the level, we will fight Argos again, but this time there are other enemies around him. So there finally is a chance that you will die in combat. But when you die, you won't lose much progress because the game saves some stuff, and as a result all the enemies are still damaged from the previous time and all the dead enemies remain dead, which is a good thing if you ask me. At the end of this level I upgrade the blades to level 3. We have reached level 4 and I already have ran out of important stuff to say. This level has a puzzle that requires you to pull levers in a specific pattern to reveal platforms. At level 5 I realized that a level 3 blade still has a 5 hit combo, but the 4th hit is different. It has also become so powerful that it cuts through the normal soldiers like hot knife through butter. After a puzzle we fight Argos again. This time we will push him by attacking him until he falls into a pit and gets trapped. But Kratos is not the one to kill him. A mysterious assassin is the one who does. His identity and motivation is unknown, but seemingly his intention was to frame Kratos for this murder in order to turn all the gods against Kratos, which is dumb because considering all the wars Kratos waged, all the gods sooner or later would fight against Kratos anyway. Through the rest of the game, we are chasing the assassin. At level 6, Cerberus breeders and undead legionnaires will return. But honestly, the blades are so powerful now that I barely did find anything unique about them. Now enemies can attack you while hanging from a rope, but I think Kratos' legs also gets upgraded with the blade, so 1 or 2 kicks was enough to kill each undead soldier. At level 7, the traps get much harder to survive and they require faster reflexes. After this level I upgrade the blades to level 4. Now the blades go up until a 6 hit combo. I don't have anything to say about this level other than how relatively good the level looks. And level 9 is just more of the same. I guess there is this section that you should break a wall fast if you don't want to die. And now the 10th and final level. The final part of it is a boss fight against Syrinx, son of Hermes, and he is the worst boss fight of the franchise because he is unrealistically damaged spongy. I don't know, maybe I am doing it wrong, but it took me so long to kill him. It looks like he is not taking damage at all, but he is. As a result, this level took me half an hour, unlike the other levels that take from 5 to 15 minutes. If it wasn't for the game saving the amount of damages I gave to him, it would have single-handedly killed the game for me, the only bad level of the game. And that was the game. You know, most people consider this the worst God of War game. But I say that really is an unfair comparison. I mean, yeah, of course it's not going to be as good as the console games, you know, they just had to fit all the game into just a few hundred kilobytes or something. So yeah, you know, it doesn't have the advantage that all the 3D games have. For what it is, you know, for a very old mobile game, it is actually really impressive. Like I say, it's unfair that people just say this game is bad. Yeah, I know by today's standards it isn't anything special, but sometimes we should consider the context as well. You know, this game was out during a time that, let's be honest, most mobile games were bad, and this one is actually quite impressive considering the platform it is on. Try to compare this game into other mobile games of the time and it's kinda night and day. Like, this game may not look very good by today's standards, but by the standards of the platform it is on, this game looks really beautiful. So yeah, even though maybe in an objective ranking this game would be probably the bottom of the list, I still consider God of War Betrayal a good game, a good mobile game to be exact. So yeah, if like me you are a God of War fan and also have nostalgia for these old mobile games, check this game out. I will continue this 2D momentum, and next time I will talk about a God of War fan game, Beat of War. So if you are interested in it, or other God of War stuff that I'm going to talk about, or retrospectives on other cartoon or game franchises, subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss my next video. I've been Bashir from Retro Cafe, and I thank you all for watching this video.